fans, welcome back everyone, welcome back to the final series of the quarterfinals of the LiuLi Cup Weekly 2025 August edition. Again, the first monthly finals for LiuLi Cup Weekly, and spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines we have the South Korean Protoss player, we have the blue Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is a classic. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. It is the biggest of games. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 3. Let's go. Let us go. Now, when it comes to this matchup here, it's going to be an interesting dynamic. We don't often get to see Gabe versus Classic. I mean, in general, we don't get to see much of Gabe at all. Gabe, notoriously, he does not play in many online tournaments, in many open cups at all. Whether it's Wardy TV Monday, whether it's Monday Night Weeklies, whether it's Pegasaur Cups, KSLs, STCs, CSOs, like HeRoMaRinE, he just typically does avoid them. He's been very vocal about his disdain for open cups, but that has been changing in recent times to the point where he was active enough in LiuLi Cup to actually be able to be invited and seeded into the monthly finals. So great to actually see some big Gabe, but he's up against arguably the best Protoss in the world, or at least the highest placing Protoss player in the most recent EWC. I mean, hey, he's the world's champion runner-up, right? He's the runner-up, is top 2. So it's not going to be easy here for Gabe. Oh boy. Not going to be easy. Double gas opener into Passive Factory. Now, if you recall, I was often referencing Bjorn as being the most macro-oriented Terran player out there at the moment, more so than anyone else. Of course, I stand by that. Gabe, he has been a little more aggressive as of late. We've been seeing a little more cheese, a little more all-ins, a lot of 2-base play, but something else we've seen a lot of is mech. Not just from Gabe, to be fair. We've seen a lot of mech from Cure, mech from Maru, in TvP specifically is what I'm referring to, against Protoss. We've seen a lot of mech against Protoss as of late. Gabe has also been one to embrace mech against Protoss as well. When I say mech, I specifically do mean battle mech. I say that there is a build on Pylon that has been very trendy, where you open up battle mech, then you switch into a more traditional form of mech. You turtle up, you max out, then you push. It's been very trendy on Pylon. So we'll keep an eye on Gabe to see where he takes us. Let's go. I would not be surprised if we see mech at some point in this series, but at the same time, it is a best of 3, so shorter series. We'll keep an eye. Double Reaper into the main. Saber Classic is keeping up. Oh my god, very nice force field. And with that, does he get both? He does. Oh. That's a rough start. That was crazy by Classic, by the way. Usually you get maybe one, but no, he gets both Reapers there. A very strong start for our Protoss player, and Gabe, he will have to back off. He'll have to regroup. He's going to have that much less to threaten, and that much less to really, threaten that natural. Has to pull away. Will lose map control. Behind this, going for his follow-up, getting to drop play here. Medevac is on the way, Cyclone as well. And behind this, Classic playing safe. A blink-based opener with extra gateways and a robo all on 2 gates. Sorry, all on 2 bases. I didn't say. So 3-gate blink into a robo on 2 bases. He might take gases on 2 bases as well. We'll see how safe Classic wants to be. As Classic does poke in, Cyclone will deter, and the Cyclone might even punish. There's a recall, but can he get a Stalker? Oh, he does not. It does recall in time. Classic does preserve all his units. He has yet to lose anything. And Gabe, he doubles down. He's going into Cloak Banshee. Going into Cloak Banshee alongside tank production. Drops into the main base. Headed for the mineral line. Doesn't get much done. Doesn't kill a probe. Let's drop back into the main base. Classic's in position. Shield battery as well. Nice target firing on the Cyclone. Does get one Stalker. And a couple of probes. Shield batteries out of energy. Oh no! Oh, Jesus. Hot pickup. Medevac does get the hell out of there. And Classic, he dives in. He goes for the dive. Oh, bold move here as he cannot break through that tank. Doesn't break the tank. Gabe holds. Gabe, he does hold on. He defends back at home. That was how many Stalkers? It was 3 Stalkers going down. It was 1 across the map and 2 here at the natural. So Classic does get behind the mineral line. Oh. Does get behind, does threaten the main base. And there it is. Shouldn't be surprised as there's a reason why we brought this up at the start of the series, at the start of the game. Mech. We are going to mech it up here. As you mentioned, Gabe has been very fond of mech, and we did expect it at least once in the series. We're getting it here in game 1. Is there a chance we see mech every game in the series? There is a chance. But for now, I'm settling for just 1 game. This Classic rotates. The tanks are exposed. He's going to get both. He's going to get both tanks. Aye, aye, aye. Where's the main army? Out of position. And before we can get into the mech here, the tank count is reset. Tank count is reset. 7 SCVs going down. Mining time is lost. And Classic, he's not done. He's going to chase this down. Oh. Tank does get in position. Classic, he can go for the add-on. Oh no, he can go for Macfield. Massive pickles. He will delay Gabe. Gabe is delayed. Macfield accelerators go down. Dives on the tanks. Tanks are unsieged. And this is getting out of hand. This is becoming far too much here. Prism goes down, so no more warp pins, no more reinforcements. But this is still critical damage. As he breaks through all the key units here, the Cyclones, the tanks. GG gets called, and Classic, he will take game number 1. He will take a lead in the series. GG. Whew, GG, well played. A very, very strong performance there by Classic. He defended very well back at home against the Reaper Hellion. We saw that Gabe was able to punish a little bit with the Cyclone drop. True, he was able to get some damage done at least. But as Gabe was transitioning into mech, as we saw all those factories on the way, bam, that's when we saw Classic punish. He was hyper aggressive in Gabe's face. Gabe, he needed a little bit more time to stabilize, to build up and get into the mech. Couldn't quite get there. GG. GG, well played. With that, Classic takes the lead, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on Pylon. This is going to be an interesting one. Now, as we get into Pylon, Pylon is a much shorter map of the map pool, smaller map, aggression is favored, 100%, rush distance by ground is shorter. And if you recall, when I was discussing mech initially at the start of the series, I was talking about how there's a build that is quite trendy and popular where you open up battle mech, then you go into a more traditional form of mech, you go into this more turtle heavy style with tanks, and then you max out, then you push across the map. The reason why this works well on Pylon is because the map is so small. It doesn't take long at all for a mech army to push across the map. Mech armies are typically very immobile, they're very slow, especially tank heavy ones, but if you have a small map, it doesn't really matter as much. You can get across the map real fast and real quick on Pylon, so we could see our Terran player embrace that, but we'll get more into it. For now, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the South Korean Protoss player, we have the Blue Protoss, leading the series 1-0, representing Protoss Pro, it is a Classic. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the German Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Mouse. Down of the series. We'll see if Mouse back. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. It is a HeRoMaRinE. We go. Here we go. So again, there is that popular and trendy mech build that you can go for here on Pylon. But what I will say, after seeing attempted mech in game 1, I think there's a higher chance that we don't see mech in game number 2, and we don't need to. When it comes to how small the map is, again, 2 base all-ins have been very effective on Pylon. Double gas opener, faster factory, same opener out of Gabe 2 games in a row. We'll keep an eye on his build of choice. If he delays his starports, then we could see him throw down extra Raxes and commit into a 2 base all-in. We'll keep an eye on his build. Otherwise, he could go into, once again, a tank Banshee heavy opener. We'll We'll see. Gabe has options. So does Classic. This pylon does go both ways in terms of how you can be aggressive. Let's go both ways. We are going to be settling in. Nothing too crazy yet. There's no proxies, there's no hidden setup, no hidden tech. Technically, Gabe could turn this into a one-base stall in and go 1-1-1, but setting up for the CC, there it is on location. So just a tech-heavy start. From here, we can go Reaper Hellion again. Otherwise, he could go for earlier add-ons. Go for a reactored Reaper Hellion. You can go for an early tech lab. Classic being very safe. We already have a shield battery on the way at the natural and a shield battery in the main. He did scout the opener of choice, so he's respecting that quite a bit. And he's getting ready. Now we saw last game he was able to snipe both Reapers early on. Can he do it again? Ooh, as one Reaper does fall, Shield does not catch the second Reaper. Despite that nice catch from Classic, doesn't lose a probe. Does not lose a worker. Again, catches out the Hellion. Boys are saved. Classic holds. Behind this, setting up for a mine drop follow-up. Classic once again going to a 3-gate blink opener. Once again, Robo on 2 bases. There's the third gateway. Same opener 2 games in a row for a Classic. Gabe is mixing it up. Remember, last game he went for initially Reaper Hellion into a Hellion drop follow-up. Here, he goes Reaper Hellion into a Widowmine drop instead. Oh, as Gabe, he does forget one of his Widowmines. Does move out. Does move out. We can see Gabe going straight into tank production thereafter. Building up his tanks. Tech lab on the starport. From here, we can go into Banshees. And Cloak Banshees are on the way. Hallucination does confirm everything. Oof. And Hallucination does confirm. Escape does drop in. Does drop in. Oh! Oh, the boys didn't pull away in time, and probes are going down. That was how many? That was 5? Yeah, 5 worker kills. Very nice setup here from Gabe. Very nice. It's 5 probes. Gabe does even escape with the Widowmine, so a much better start here for Gabe. 5 workers, saves the Widowmines, pulls away, and back at home, 3rd TC, and you see what I see? 2nd factory. If you recall, I wasn't really hanging too much on seeing mech 2 games in a row, but there it is. So it is going to be 2nd factory. We are meching it up once again. And now we'll see if he goes for that tank-heavy style that we spoke about, that more turtle-heavy style that we have been seeing quite trendy and quite popular on Pylon. We already spoke about like its strength and its power. The fact that you can turtle up on 3 bases, not even on 4 bases, you can max out, then push across the map. But we'll see if he can get there, because Classic, he has arrived. War Prism is here, Blink is done, he's got 12 Stalkers. He does have 1 tank in the middle line. He's going for the tank though! Yeah, 1-2 volleys, late reaction, no bunker. Yeah, no bunker either. Well, the tank does reposition, once again diving on the tank. Tank goes down, can he get on top of the Banshee? The Banshee does get away. And Gabe is holding. Gabe, for now, he's holding on, there is no detection. The Banshee getting free damage, but he wants to go for the kill. Classic, he's going for it. He's punishing the lack of bunker. He does punish. Boys are being pulled. Again, thankfully for Gabe, there is no detection. As both Banshees cloak. And if it wasn't for the lack of observer, then Gabe, he might just be dead right now. He might still be. As the observer has arrived. Oof, yeah, the observer is finally here. That was the one thing keeping Gabe alive. Were the Banshees. Classic, he dives in, takes down the tank, takes down the Banshee. Oh, still a messy fight. So little Stalkers get low. We're massing Hellions. I mean, whatever we can make. Whatever we can get, Pappy. True, true. Hellions, hey, they get a couple of Stalkers. Jeez, the splash damage. Hellions, they hold their own. Oh, but reinforcements have arrived. And again, Gabe, he doesn't really have too much to work with here. He does have a tank out in the open. Remember, he is trying to get into mech, making 2 tanks at a time. And Gabe, he's holding on. He does hold. Gabe, he has a comparable, if not greater, economy. Third base is now being taken. It's going to be on Classic here to delay. Or even just blink into the main. He's going for it. Yeah, he's going for the dive. Dives into the main base. Getting on top of the ramp. Catching out Hellions. Going for the add-ons as well. Doesn't quite get macro accelerators. Actually, he does. Never mind. Gets both. Blinks down. Now going for the CC. Just pulling Gabe apart. Bouncing back and forth. CC goes down. Classic, he's popping up. He's popping up. And this is looking rough for Gabe. It's looking quite rough here. He needs a third. He needs an economy. As Gabe, he will be able to defend and turtle up on 2 bases. Classic getting a 4th. Fourth Nexus on the way. And Gabe is contained. He's stuck on 2 bases. That's all the Classic has to do, by the way. He does not have to push into the tank line. Just contain the Terran on 2 bases. Ensure that Gabe never expands. And then just outscale the Terran. Gabe not too far behind in supply at this. What do we say on the channel? The soup does lie, Pappy. The soup does lie. So Gabe, he can turn this into a 2-base all-in. True. Like, he has a comparable army. A 2-base all-in might be the best option here for Gabe. Because as time goes on, it's going to get better and better for Classic. So we'll see if Gabe can pop off. He might be able to pull the boys with this. He's got 31 SCVs. So far does catch out a couple of Stalkers. At the same time, ooh, Zealots into the main base. Gabe, we gotta send it. Doesn't pull the boys. He has 45. Jesus, he's heavily oversaturated. Oh, but here come the Storms. Storms is actually quite decent on Battle Mech. Yeah, the Storms are popping up. And from here, GG gets called. Classic, he shuts down the army, shuts down the all-in, and Classic will claim the series at 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Classic does claim it. Again, an intense series here. Gabe attempted to get into the mech. Unfortunately, because of the mobility of Classic, he was just pulling Gabe apart back and forth in the main base. At the third base, as we were pointing out, Gabe, he was all in. He had no economy. He couldn't sustain getting into a longer game, so he was forced to move out. And it was all that he had. And he had a comparable army size, but he was caught unsieged, and we saw the Storms completely annihilate that army. GG. GG, well played. With that, Classic does advance on into the next round. GG, and with that we have our semi-finalists ready. Let's go. Let us go. As we switch our scenes over. We switch our scenes over here to our main bracket. Here we go. So we do have a Trigger and Hero. Again, Trigger and Hero, they are the top 2 players from the upper half of the bracket. Max Pax is out, Björn is out, and Trigger and Hero, they're facing off in the upper semis. Scrolling down, we have Rogue. He took down Cure, and Classic, of course, just took down Gabe. And we have Rogue and Classic facing off in the lower semifinals. GG. GG, well played. So Rogue and Classic, they are facing off. I'm actually not entirely certain which semis we're casting first. I'll be honest. We'll find out. I think it's gonna be Hero and Trigger. I believe, yeah. So Hero versus Trigger is gonna be coming up next. Meanwhile, shout out to Gabe. Of course, Gabe, he did bring to the table a more unique style. I say unique style, as I mentioned before, mech has been a little more common over the past couple of months, especially on some of these maps like Pylon as well. Unfortunately, because it's so common, like Classic, he's a lot more well versed against it, especially in the same region as players like Maru and players like Cure. And with that, Classic did shut him down. But regardless, GG well played. With that, we're going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we'll have our next series, we'll have our next semis, we'll have Trigger and Hero facing off in the PvP. See you soon.